Okay, so this is Black Talon. First thing, I'm not going to talk over the dialogue pieces, just so you can get, well, just so you can sort of follow the story really. And I'll talk a little bit more when we start going into the gameplay.
We'll tell the captain that I'll be back on the bridge as soon as I've done his errand.
Yes, sir.
Good to have you aboard. I'm Lieutenant Silas, second in command of the Black Talon. We're your ride to Drummond Cass.
I'm sure the ship will suffice. How long until we reach the planet?
Shouldn't be more than a day. The Black Talon makes this run on a regular basis without much trouble. We're primarily a transport. In the meantime, your droid's in the conference room. We picked it up with the upgrades from Geonosis. When we docked here, it mentioned your names.
Sorry, I don't know what droid you're talking about.
Oh? The machine asked for you, so I assumed you were the owner. My mistake. In any case, it seems someone wants to get in touch. The conference room is down the hall. I'll be on the bridge. And you, soldier, when you're done playing honor guard, get back to your post. This isn't a luxury yacht.
Yes, sir.
So already you can see a sort of a problem with the conversation system. If someone's AFK, you'll have to sort of wait around. Thankfully, it's not a long wait, because that would be terrible. But it is a sort of awkward silence nonetheless, and it sort of breaks that illusion of a conversation, if you will. So here's another one coming up. I just have to wait for everyone to get in the circle first, and to talk to the robot. And then once they've all clicked on him, then whoever's in the circle first can then start the conversation. So we're waiting for Flibbard.
Identity confirmed. Good day. I'm Advanced Protocol Unit NRO2. My functions are diplomacy, translation, manslaughter, and calumniation. I have an urgent message for you from my master. Please stand by for delivery.
I should point out I always try and pick the
This is Unit NRO2.
I always try and pick the shitty answers.
You are now in contact with the Black Talon.
Well, so I am. And it seems you brought me just the people I've been looking for. My name is Rikus Kilran. I'm commander of the 5th Fleet, second to the Minister of War, and my personal favorite, the so-called Butcher of Coruscant.
Something wrong with the hologram? Or is your face supposed to look like that?
The scars, they're an old gift from a Jedi friend. I barely notice them anymore. 6 hours ago, the Republic engaged in an illegal border skirmish on the edges of Imperial territory. One enemy warship escaped. That warship, the Black Star, is carrying a passenger of vital strategic importance. Yours is the only vessel placed to intercept.
Where do I come in?
I'll explain in a moment. The warship's passenger is codenamed the General. We don't know his identity, but the Republic believes he possesses military secrets, our military secrets. I trust the reports. The General must be captured or killed. Captain Orzik, the man commanding your transport, doesn't share my enthusiasm. He's disobeyed my orders to attack. Feel free to show him what the Empire does to cowards. Then commandeer his ship, find the Black Star, and deal with the General.
Sounds interesting, but you realize I don't work for free.
I certainly understand, as will the Imperial Treasury. We need individuals like you if we're to survive the next Great War.
I will lead the way to the bridge. Once Captain Orzik is deposed and our hijacking is complete, we may proceed to the Black Star. Excellent.
So the conversations really do help shape your character. I mean, I've decided I am just a bit of an arsehole. I've no time for anyone, and therefore I'm just going to pick the real arsehole answers. But it gives me so much amusement to do that. I can't seem to stop doing it.
Halt! This is a restricted area. Captain Orzik's command. You'll have to leave immediately.
I suggest you back off before someone gets hurt.
I'm afraid I can't do that. This is the command deck entry hatch. No one's allowed in until we reach our destination.
Time is limited. We must proceed to the bridge immediately.
Our orders were to treat any approach as an attack. You need to take your droid and move it.
Looks like it's your turn to die now.
Blasters out! Attack! Attack!
We must proceed to the bridge immediately.
So this is your first piece of combat. It's not a terribly difficult instance. I keep saying instance. I'm very sorry. It's stuck with old WoW terms. Flashpoint. It's not tremendously difficult. You know, you don't really need to use any CC. We've not gone in here, you know, looking for tank, looking for healer. Everyone sort of runs around doing a bit of whatever really. You sort of need someone with tanking abilities for some of the bosses. I have come in here at quite a high level. You get this the option to come here. I remember at level 10 when you leave your introduction sort of tutorial planet, and there are two ways of getting to the Imperial fleet. You either take just a normal shuttle, which will they tell you it's the long way around. You know, it doesn't really make any difference. It's just the safe way to get there. Or if you can get a group together, then you come here, which is on you again. It's on your way to the Imperial fleet, but it's just a more exciting way to the Imperial fleet. Apparently, you can do it with 2 players. And I guess that those 2 players using their companions that you will get before you leave your starting planet. I prefer to come in here with 4 people. I've not tried it with companions yet. You know, they might be more effective than 2 awful players that you have along with you. So you can see our levels here. I think I'm level 16. Yeah, I'm level 16, so I'm too high for this really. But I just wanted to progress with the beta at the time, and then last night I thought I've got a bit of time to kill. I'll go and give this thing a go. The other people, level 11 and level 13, again sort of level appropriate, but we don't have too much trouble in here. You'll see I'm rushing through a lot faster than the others. That's because at level 14 you gain an ability called Sprint, which you can just leave on. It's not like in WoW with the the hunter's aspect of the cheetah, where if you get damage, you get dazed. It's just whenever you're not in combat, you can run around really, really fast. Because the others aren't level 14 yet, they don't have Sprint. So the consequence of that is I always make it to the conversation circles first. The other reason I'm running around is that apparently my tea was ready, and so I wanted to get this done as quickly as possible. You see the little ticks up in above their portraits there? That means they've right-clicked on the quest giver. There's a little bit of latency while we wait for the droid.
All Marines have been neutralized. Scanning for additional threats.
What's going on? Sir, stay calm, Ensign. Everyone stay calm.
No threats found. The bridge is now secure.
Call the med bay. I want help for the injured. Now.
Acknowledged. Medical assistance will be properly rendered.
I do appreciate that. I'm Captain Revenant Orzik. I'm pretty sure I know what this is about. For the record, I take complete responsibility for my actions.
I understand, Captain. If nothing else, that should make it easier on the crew.
I'm glad it's worth something. You're here because of the Moff, aren't you? You must want the Bental Star's passenger pretty badly. Or maybe he just hates me. The Black Talon would be destroyed chasing a battleship. I've fought in the war before, and I'll fight again, but I don't do suicide missions.
Suicide was deciding you could ignore your superiors.
The captain's dead! The captain's dead!
Shut up! Bounty Hunter, you have our attention. What would you have us do?
Let this be a lesson. Your only hope for survival is complete and utter loyalty.
Yes, my lord.
Yes, my lord.
In accordance with Article 27A of the Imperial Code of Military Conduct, command of this vessel has been lawfully transferred. New orders are being downloaded to your consoles. Priority 1, intercept the Black Star.
Bukhara, do as the droid says and prepare to jump to light speed.
You notice the numbers on the portraits on the left.
One Thranta-class warship on the scanners, powering up.
Enemy is firing. Turbo lasers, missiles, and what looks like transport pods. I'm not sure.
The pods are a distraction. Return fire. Aim for their power generators. So long as they're damaged and we're not, we have the advantage.
Lieutenant, Captain Silas, sir. Engineering is reporting blaster fire. They just cut out.
I wasn't expecting much from the Imperial military, but you were a sad bunch.
Damn it. It must be some sort of boarding action. If they're in engineering, they could destroy this ship. With due respect, I recommend you lend a hand down there.
Consider it done.
I'll notify security.
And don't worry, we won't let those Republic scum get away.
So you'll notice the numbers on the portraits as we make our choices. They're your roles. So you know, you sort of roll for which of the conversation answers, which of the replies you'll go with, and you know, the higher roll you go with that. It's pretty interesting to watch what some people choose. You'll see when the bounty hunter killed him that you had there was a symbol that came up in the middle, and it's either a dark side or a light side. The first time I tried this, we actually went with the light side, and we kept him alive, which did actually have an impact on the end of the instance. So which was not necessarily nothing important in terms of story, though. The story changed. So that time we actually killed him, and that was the dark side option. Now the thing is, if I think it was one of the characters actually went with I think it was Flibbert, actually went with the light side option, even though the dark side option was the one that won and we killed him, Flibbert will still get his light side points. So if you choose the light side option but the group goes with the dark side, you don't have to worry about losing your light side points. You'll still get those no matter what you go with. In terms of dark and light side points, what I've found so far is that there are vendors which sell dark side and light side equipment. I bought a double-bladed lightsaber on the auction house in game, for instance, that required me to have dark 1, and you get 1 point for every 1,000 points of light or dark you go into. So once I got 1,000 dark side points, I could then use that lightsaber, for example. We had a bit of a disconnect there. Metal disconnected. Got on pretty quickly though, so that was pretty good. But gave me a nice little break in the game, so I could chat a bit about it. I've actually ran into the wrong lift here, so which is a little bit embarrassing. This is only my second time in here, and the first time I very much just followed other people who looked like they knew where they were going. Considering I'm the one sprinting around like a nutter here, and I'm in quite decent gear and quite high level, I can only assume that these people think I know where I'm going. So I've stood in this lift, waiting for Flibbert again, who's complaining about he slowly gets on my nerves a little bit more every time throughout this instance. Just things like this. My mouse stopped working, you know. I used to have these problems in WoW, people with wireless mouses. That's why I don't use them. I've suddenly twigged that I am in the wrong place. Someone has said wrong lift. Yes, of course they're right. We'll leg it down here.
Enemy approaching. Weapons ready.
So now we're trying to leg it down to the flight bay so we can get a shuttle over to the Republic ship. Again, it's not overly difficult. We just do a fair amount of damage to them. I'm sort of torn at this point though. In the first time I came around, I've got different lightning charges I can put on my saber. One is for DPS. Well, there's two that are for DPS, and there's one that's very much a tanking charge. Now, the tanking charge, I've got an ability called Discharge, which releases power from my lightsaber and does a different effect depending on what charge is on it. So I've now just switched to the Dark Charge, I think it's called, which is the tanking one. And the reason I do that is because I can then AoE, when I do my Discharge, it hits up to 5 enemies, which is a nice bit of AoE. The problem is I think it taunts them, and also I think it lowers some of their abilities, but it does taunt them to me. But it's just that AoE damage, which is quite pleasing at this sort of level. I just should mention the music in this is just amazing. I mean, it really adds a lot to the experience. I know I am running around, and I've heard, I think Chris actually told me today that his first experience of this wasn't overly enjoyable because people just were running through it so fast. I can forgive them because the music adds such, I don't know, it adds that sense of urgency to the instance, and you've been told you've got to get down there and help, and then this wonderful Star Wars music kicks in, and I've got to get down there. That's right. I've got to get going. Even though I'm playing a bit of an arseholey Sith who, couldn't really care either way what happens. So this is another boss. Now, I didn't really pay attention the first time I came around here, but this time I've noticed that people are starting to cut their way in to the left there. So, if you want to talk in terms of tactics, I mean, taking out these ads is an obvious first step, which is what Meta Wars obviously realised as well. And there's one over to the other side here. Quite a bit of a run over. I mean, it's not a tough mob. Again, no CC needed. They're not really doing any damage. Just a couple of blasts with this lightsaber. Bang, there you go, he's down. Simple enough. Now this is the boss. I didn't notice any particular tactics that were needed at this point. Yeah, a fair bit of HP on him. I'm not sure what build Meta Wars had. Only a level 11, so yeah, you've probably made a choice at what path you want to go down, but not really got any important abilities. There you go. The boss is down pretty soon. There's a blue drop on him. There is some pretty good gear in here, I must say. On my first run, I got about 3 pieces, and they were upgrades from quest items I'd picked up at level 15. So it is still worthwhile coming through here. My only worry is with the conversations, because as wonderful as they are the first time you do it, if you're going to start farming if you're going to start farming flashpoints for gear, and you have to sit through these conversations for, like the 10th, 20th time, I can imagine a lot of people just going AFK. So now we're down in this this section of the spaceship again. We're going back to the droid for some more instructions. I thought we were heading down to the spaceship bay. I think that comes next. We're trying to clear out the invaders at that point. Waiting for Flibbert. Come on, Flibbert.
Damage reports from all decks. We're holding together, sir, but I don't know for how long.
Make sure it's long enough, Ensign. Your life and career are at stake.
Please stand alert. Grand Moff Kilran's representatives have returned.
Congratulations, my lord. Security reports that the sabotage droids have been destroyed.
I'm always a professional.
Oh, please. Please don't kill us.
Shut up, Ensign, or I'll kill you myself. We've penetrated the Brental Star's outer defenses. Their next assault won't come until we enter fighter range. Another minute, maybe 2.
Transmission coming in. Long range. It's a message, but it's not from the Brental Star.
Put it through, Ensign.
This is Jedi Grandmaster Satil Shan hailing unidentified Imperial vessel. I'm en route to your location with 16 Republic vessels. I'm asking you to retreat before more lives are lost.
Are you afraid there won't be a ship left to find? That I'll destroy your friends before you can reach me?
It is not fear I feel. I'm concerned for you. The Brental Star is under my protection. Our convoy was ambushed and I sent the Star ahead. We will reunite. I just crippled 3 Imperial dreadnoughts. I don't wish to destroy you. The peace between Republic and Empire is fragile enough already.
What about the stolen secrets aboard the Brental Star? Is the General upholding the peace?
The General can speak for himself, but I believe he does work for peace. Incidents like this are happening across the galaxy, but only because we let them. Leave the Brental Star to me. If you don't, then may the Force be with you. Because the men and women aboard that ship can hold you off until we arrive, and you will be defeated.
Why do I still hear your voice?
You've made yourself clear. But I suggest you prepare to face a Jedi. And you may want to consider what that means.
Entering fighter range. The Brental Star is launching its first squadron.
All right. Now we're close enough to fly in and send a raiding party. I assume you're going.
Getting a bit of lag there, making an awkward situation of silence.
Now you'll get to see what bounty hunters are all about.
Before you go, you should know something. Most of the Marines will back you up, but we had to execute a few for refusing to fight.
They were terrified after what happened to the captain. They panicked.
They're dead now anyway.
We did retrieve their equipment. It's yours. We're doing our very best to serve you, I swear.
You've done well, so far. Continue and all will end well.
Ignore him. I'll make sure he doesn't trouble you in the future.
I advise that you proceed to the shuttle bay. The flight to the Brental Star may be hazardous, but Grand Moff Kilran has complete faith in your abilities.
So there we go, heading off to the next section now. Lots of back and forth at this point. Things have already started to sort of take shape though with the story. I mean, you hear there that they had to kill some people, so our actions for wanting to kill the captain has really spooked the crew. And they're starting to get a little bit crazy about it. So here we go, headed down to the shuttle now, nice and clear. Just waiting on the other guys, as they don't have sprint. And I'll be back with part 2.